Max here. I have a hot topic for you today. All you movie, Blu-ray collectors, steelbook, toy, any collectors out there, this is one of the hottest topics in movie news and entertainment news right now. And it's surprising. It's shocking because who would think within the week where Disney obtains all the Fox properties that we would be the major story out there would be The Last Jedi. I do want to give some disclaimers right off the bat because in this series of videos it contains rumors, speculations, and strong opinions on my part. And also in this video it gives massive spoilers for The Last Jedi. I have very strong opinions on this topic. But one thing I do want to stress is even though I'm going to go deep in my opinions on The Last Jedi, before I do that, I do think everyone should watch it once in the theater. I think it is worth going to see. I'm going to move on here. I also want to preface this because I've thought about doing this video since I saw it opening day Friday. I give props to people on YouTube that have already gone over some of the faults in this movie. But what really pushed me over the edge to want to go ahead and make this video is I'm crushed. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I've been all my life. I have lots of memories watching these movies with my father. I've loved every installment until now. And it's not just the movie. I'm crushed because I was expecting so much more. From Disney, from Kathleen Kennedy, from the whole group. Now this is their job to usher in a new, expand the universe, a new epic trilogy of movies. So I'm crushed there. I'm also crushed by our representation in the review community, written here on YouTube. Now there are some people that have been very vocal. I don't see enough though. This and also what really gets me upset is I value everyone's opinion. I know a lot of opinions are going to be different than mine, but to say that this is a bold, inventive new installment drives me crazy. So this is not going to be an exactly balanced video. It's more of a rant, in my opinion, in my viewpoint. But I really want to ask the question to all you viewers, and I would love to hear your comments. So I'm also going to put a poll on this video. I want you all to vote. If you disagree with me, I would love to hear your reasons. I want to read them all. I'm planning to respond to every comment on this video. So my question for all of you out there watching this video, is The Last Jedi a bold, inventive, new installment to the series, a new direction, or, and this is more my opinion, does it exploit the Force as a crutch for poor storytelling, writing, and directing, and use numerous plot twists instead of developing characters, expanding the story, and adding depth to this series? And I'm going to get more into this now. I encourage you all to participate. I do want to give a second warning because this is my thought process while watching The Last Jedi, even on initial viewing, and why it's so hard for me to watch. So I want to give another warning because what I'm going to ask of you when you view The Last Jedi on your next viewing, I'm going to ask something of you. So, it's possible that what I'm going to ask of you when you watch it, it may lessen your enjoyment of The Last Jedi if you're a fan, and potentially break the movie for you if you think I'm right. So, this is the last warning, and again, massive Last Jedi spoilers are going to commence. So, this is what I'd ask of you, and if you still enjoy The Last Jedi, if you try this and you think I'm very off base, more power to you. I still think it's a worthy watch, but the next time you watch, this is something to try. Every single plot device, twist and turn, or new use of the Force. When something happens, and there's lots of stuff that happens in this movie that's different. But I want you to ask yourself, was this decision to use this Force power or plot twist to benefit a bold new direction by the director, writers, and the team responsible for this movie? Or, and this is my opinion, again, yours may differ, I value all opinions, but is it lazy, cheap, and trolling the hardcore instead of putting in the hard work and developing these characters? I'm also going to... Now, there's so many issues that I have with this movie, and there's lots of great videos on YouTube right now. I think there should be more, because honestly, I don't want Rian Johnson anywhere near a new trilogy. I don't want him to touch the Old Republic storyline or anything else based on the decisions that he made in this movie. He is the writer and director of The Last Jedi, keep in mind. So, that's another strong reason that I want to make this video. I know there's more out there. I don't want him anywhere near it. I still want to go and be excited for Star Wars, and if I know he's attached to it, the writer and director, it's instantly going to put a stigma for me personally on something coming out. I cannot be... I will see it still. I'm not going to lie to you. But I want to be genuinely excited for the future of Star Wars. So, I'm going to go over my 5 biggest issues. I have a lot more, but these are the ones that break the bank for me. These are the ones I really cannot enjoy the movie. So I'm going to go over 5 of the big plot twists or new force power scenes in the movie. The things that really made it where I could not enjoy it. I had issues with The Force Awakens 2 because it is a retread of A New Hope. New Hope is my favorite of all Star Wars films. I like them all. I like the prequels. I've always defended the prequels. There is so much good about the prequels. And Force Awakens really took way too many beats from that. But the thing they did right, they introduced these amazing new characters. And I wanted development of these characters. So I'm going to go over my 5 issues with this film. And while you are watching, play along and ask this question to yourself. Was this a bold direction? Or is it lazy? So let's get on to my first issue with The Last Jedi. And there's been a lot... You've heard this before. You've been probably watching other videos. Have Super Leia, when she unfortunately dies in the movie, put her back, flying back to the ship like Superman. I know you've all heard this. And then put her in a coma. In my opinion, this is lazy storytelling. They're doing this. Rian Johnson's doing this. I don't think he knows what to do with Leia. I had so many expectations, and I really feel a lot of counterpoints are saying you shouldn't expect much. You expected. The Force Awakens set up a lot of this stuff. Tell me if you wanted to see a scene with Leia confronting Kylo about killing Han. Even if she doesn't try to bring him back, say, I still see the good in you. Do you not want to see that scene? So, what does Rian Johnson do? He puts her in a coma where she doesn't have to deal with these issues, and at the end of the film, she's like, he's unredeemable. I don't think you earned that scene at the end, and I wanted to see more of Leia in the film dealing with all this. We don't even have a proper send-off to Han. How many times in all of the Star Wars saga movies have we had a proper send-off to an important character? I wanted to see something with Leia dealing with Han's death and confronting Ben Solo. Watch the scene in the trailer, the initial trailer. She has a blank stare. I really, really have doubts if he knew what to do, and it was an easy fix for weak storytelling. I don't have to develop it if I put her in a coma. Look at this picture. It's visual proof. Now, I'm exaggerating there. But if you look at it, you could kind of get that. This is a promo picture. I really don't think he knew what to do with Leia. And I love Carrie Fisher. May she rest in peace. I don't think that there's a lot of opinions out there, too, that this is her best acting as Leia. I don't see that. I don't put it on her either. It's weak directing, I think. They didn't have a lot for Leia to do in this movie. So that's my first issue. I'm going to do 5. That's number 1. Let's go on to the next one. Snoke's death without developing his backstory and without using Andy Serkis more is a crime. Andy Serkis is a treasure. To have him involved in this saga was such a great opportunity. What we get of him in Last Jedi, I think he did a great job with what he had. He should have been given a lot more. The scene with him in the Force, why was he giant in The Force Awakens to begin with? There's so many things that just do not make sense and are just closed off. And in my opinion, I don't think it's bold. I think it's so he didn't have to deal with it. Good storytelling is developing, dealing with plot points. It really irks me when they just say this is a bold direction when it just doesn't deal with anything. If you're going to do certain things, earn it. I don't think any decision in this movie is earned. So that's my second point with Snoke. I wanted to see more of him, even just a little bit more. Maybe a scene where he gives a little bit of a comment to sort of lure Ben Solo to the dark side. Something, even one little scene would have been so much more. I think if you gave one 30-second scene, I think people would have accepted it more. There's nothing there. My favorite part of The Force Awakens was Rey. Daisy Ridley is amazing. She's a great actress. She's instantly relatable. You really root for her. And what she's given to do in this movie, she does her best. But she deserved better. We deserve better. Rey's parents. Again, I really think it's just lazy storytelling. Oh, they're nobodies. Okay. If they're nobodies, earn that. Have Snoke exploit that to try to turn her. Your parents are nobodies. I'm here. Turn to the dark side. I know that's weak. I'm just coming this off the fly. But I'm saying he could have exploited that. If you're going to have her parents be nobodies, sell it and earn it. The scene with Kylo where they discuss this was so weak, and Rian Johnson's all over the internet saying what a most interesting and most shocking moment that you could say is that they're nobody. Okay, then sell it. Make it really impactful. If you can even try to compare this to Empire, when Luke and Darth Vader have their scene, and Darth Vader says, "I'm your father," and Luke is screaming, "No!" His hand is cut off, and then he jumps off, not knowing if he's going to even live. It's not even in the same ballpark, and it's a twist just for twist's sake. It's lazy. It's not earning it. And then the sudden need to save Kylo? Really? This is something that is new to the Star Wars franchise, and I was on board with this. The Last Jedi takes place very shortly after The Force Awakens. That's interesting. She's gonna watch one of the characters that brought her into this story be killed by his son. Her new best friend be really hardcore injured with a lightsaber. She's only training for how long? And then suddenly she sees the light in him when no one else does. Luke, Leia, they have more attachment to Ben, and they're not trying to save him. And that's another issue, honestly. But the sudden need to save Kylo, it's just weak storytelling to bring them together quick so there's a confrontation. It wasn't earned. If you're gonna do it, earn it. The other issue I have with this movie, and I want to see bold new areas where the Force can be used. I think you viewers out there, I think we can all agree on that. We want to see some interesting we want to see powerful Force wielders. Again, you got to earn it though. In the past, Jedi and Sith can sense disturbances and presences in the Force. Besides this being a giant leap in exploiting the Force for the means of plot holes, it was hard to watch, honestly, because of the horrible editing. What I mean by this is the scene where Kylo and Rey are talking in they're linked together. They're having a scene. All the scene does is jump back to Kylo, back to Rey, back to Kylo, back to Rey. I don't know how this made it to mass market in a theater. It's just sloppy editing. It's not a bold new vision. If you're gonna do it in a more interesting way where it's not jarring to the viewer. Try to watch the scene again and really pay close attention. All it does is go back and forth. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1 to camera 2. Sometimes he reaches in. I think he got some water on his hand or something because he was in her mind. Do it in a more interesting way. Really sell it and don't have this sloppy editing back and forth. That scene really irks me. Okay, now we're going to get on to a big one. My favorite character, along with a lot of viewers out there, I'm sure, Luke Skywalker. Luke's death and willingness to kill his nephew. A counter argument of this is there's been a lot of time since the Return of the Jedi. People change. Okay, but everything we had about Luke Skywalker was trying to see the light. When he confronted Kylo in the tent, he was only having visions. He hadn't even done anything yet. It's not earned. I think that, in my opinion, there's some things in this movie I do like about Luke. I think when he tossed the lightsaber I can give him that one, but I think he should have come around faster. I think I could see that he needed to die so we could focus more on Rey and Kylo, but you gotta earn it. This is the most iconic character in up to this point. Who knows in the future? Hopefully they bring it back around. But this is the most iconic character in Star Wars. He needs a good send-off. Everything I wanted to see in this movie isn't there. And the reason I'm making this video is it's not going to be there. The things that happen in this movie are irreversible. You're not going to see it in episode 9. It closes off the storyline. It makes it smaller. Star Wars is epic, especially in the saga films. We need to feel it. We need to have these epic stories. I think if he went into exile so he can avoid confronting and killing his nephew, not because he tried and failed. I think that would have been a better way for him to be in exile, knowing that he's going to have to confront his nephew and then it might lead to him being killed. Maybe that's why he closes himself off to the Force. I saw my father die. I brought him back. I don't want to do it to my nephew. That's my sister's kid and my best friend's kid. I can't do it anymore. That would have been great. That would have been epic. The scene where he's confronting Kylo as a Force projection, it doesn't pay off. There's not enough there. It's, again, my opinion. I'm going to try to wrap this up. I want to give you my final thoughts. This is a video of my top 5 problems with The Last Jedi. And there's many other issues I have with this movie. If you want to see a follow-up video, please comment below and ask for it. I will work on it. The Force Awakens had potential. It set up an awesome trilogy. I really think it's wasted because of this movie. I no longer have the same excitement for this saga. I'd be very surprised. I'm very happy J.J. Abrams is coming back. What loose ends he can recover from this mess, I don't know. It's not going to be as epic in scale. And maybe if they bring back the Knights of Ren, that would be something to add instead of the final confrontation of Rey and Kylo. Again, I do not want to see Rian Johnson anywhere near a new trilogy of films. Give someone else a chance. I think Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson, and the creative team slept on the job and phoned it in. No vision, no development, and worse, they trolled us. Well, they should have been working on this story. They're being reactive to the fan base. Do your job. You have the keys to the kingdom. You have the future of the Star Wars franchise. Do your job. Make some epic storylines. They use marketing spin to say this is a bold new vision. In my opinion, it's lazy storytelling. Every chance he got to have a plot twist or character development, he closed it off. Not one of the plot points survived. There's no development whatsoever. It's spinning our wheels. We're back to square one, and we only have one movie left with these characters. They could continue it on, but what a disappointment. What a missed opportunity. It's not as the epic saga we wanted. Not in my opinion. Disney acquiring Fox properties is even scarier now based on what they did with this movie. That's an idea for a whole nother hot topic. If you want to see that, please comment below too. And Canto Bite, forget that. That's not the biggest problem of this movie. That's a crutch for the review community on YouTube here to try to relate to fans that are upset. That's the least of this movie's problems because that's forgettable. This other stuff, that's covered in this movie is irreversible. Please comment below. That's what I care about. I want to hear your comments. Maybe you completely disagree with me. Feel free to thumbs this video way down. I want to hear your opinion. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Thanks for watching. See you on the next hot topic. Bye.